Giving it all we got, giving it all we can, giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world, no fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours. Whoa.
Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? Craig here with my life on the tire farm, and I was just eating some of my freshly cut and refrigerated papaya. You know that we have a lot of papaya here, but in the process of that, I don't know, it's just sweeter than it is in the store. So I was down here in the garden this morning. I have to eat this. My wife usually cuts it up and give me a bunch for dinner, which is fine, but not really, because it's got so much water that, yeah, I eat a box load of papaya, and yeah, I'm gonna be going pee like 5 times in the middle of the night. I won't sleep. I'll get up. I gotta get up. So I told myself I'm not gonna eat at night. So I've had my breakfast, had my coffee, and I'm gonna close this right now because I'm on a bit of a mission. And that mission is, when I was down here in the garden, I was planting some well, let's just say I was planting some plants, and I went to put them in the sun, and I looked at I have an old tree trunk. For those long-term viewers, I pulled that tree trunk out of the water over there. I think it's teak or something, but anyway, it was pretty cool looking. I drug it over here, put some dirt in it a long time ago so my wife could use it, put orchids or whatever. But I'm looking in there and I'm like, what is that? I saw a distinctive pattern kind of buried in there a little bit, and it looks to me like there's a snake in there. So boom, I'm gonna get my trusty snake grabber. Where's my, hold on a second, I'm gonna do something here. Or should I? Let me go over here. I'm gonna try this. Usually I grab the snakes and dispatch them, but I remember one of my snake videos, by the way, where if that is a snake, then we are up past 50 catch and release or sightings. There's some I couldn't get. The biggest one I remember when I had one of my YouTube subscribers first visited so we were walking around the property, and I think it was Ron, either Ron, was that you, or Doug? One of the guys walking around the property, and he pointed out, he goes, hey, you got a snake right there. It was a huge green snake going up the tree there, and I was like, oh yeah, just kept walking. But what did I do to come back here? Oh, and where is it now? Here it is. Yeah. So we saw a big old green snake. I would have liked to catch that one, but it might have been a green pit viper, and you definitely don't want to mess with those. But anyway, there are some snake sightings that we let them go by, or otherwise can't catch them. Like there was a water snake in there the other day. I got a little bit of video of it. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you can't catch them. There was another one over here, a water snake, couldn't catch him. But this one I was looking at over here, it looks kind of dry. The backside coiled a little bit. It looks kind of dry because I don't know, maybe he's hiding in there to shed his skin or something. So we'll have to check it out. What I wanted to do was to try and make my snake catcher a little less lethal. And I had oh shoot, I thought there was a slot in here. I was gonna put some, I was gonna just put the foam on both sides so I could catch him, but not cut him. I mean, I don't really cut him anyway. When I grab him, I don't grab him with that much force. But before he gets away, because he's in the garden area. My wife's always in the garden. She sees that, she'll freak out. She'll be screaming, I don't know what's just going on about. And then, oh, snake. So yeah, I was over here fixing my dirt, and I put these 10 little pots over here. And then I turned over here and I looked. I don't know, man. What? And I looked right there. See that right there? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It looks almost dead, but it still looks fat, so it can't be dead if it's fat, right? Oh, let me set this down over here. That ought to do it. What? Yeah. It's a sponge snake. What the hell? Very rare species. False alarm. Oh. But it looked like a snake. I was like, oh my god, snake. Well, we do get a lot of snakes up here. Like I said, we're just over 50 now. And it's actually been just under 2 years. I always thought it was like 2 years in January, which is really since I've been here, but my wife said we moved into this house actually like on the Chinese New Year kind of thing, which is about the beginning of March or something. So, maybe not yet, 2 years. I'm gonna go, oh shit. I'm gonna grab my, can I do it this way? Dang it. No. Tried to get my papaya through the stairwell, but it didn't work. By the way, don't say papaya in Cuba. It's not really a dirty word, but if you say, how much is the papaya? You kind of be saying, how much is the vagina? So, probably won't go over too well. But yeah. That's why they don't call it papaya, and they have plenty of it in Cuba, but they call it, I forget. Fruta something. It's like Spanish or whatever. Fruta boba or something, I don't know. Anyway, so in today's task, I did make that, if you remember on my previous video, I actually shaded. I had this thing kind of round. And then I decided to do it like a lot of the ovens, which are like, these are straight up and then it's got kind of a canted thing to it. So anyway, this is the back side, so we won't see that, but I'm gonna let that sit up real good. I did also do this one for the wood, but I definitely have to put more cement. Of course, I'm gonna need to grind it and make it all pretty and stuff. But today's task is, or I should say one of today's tasks, because I'm always trying to multitask, right? Is to see if I can't, one, fill in underneath the oven on the archway, and then I'm gonna cut that front. Remember from the previous video, I'm gonna cut the front facade a little bit so I can fit that thing in there, fit that face tunnel in there, opening, barbecue opening. I took all that green sunshade that was sitting here. By the way, I did clean up this area, as you can see. I took that sunshade and I wrapped it up in a piece of plastic, like a ball, stuffed it in there so that I can complete the backside. That'll help me keep it, keep it off and keep it angled like I want to. And then when it's hard, I just pull that out of there. Right? Easy peasy. One of the things I noticed also, and I'll probably do today because it looks like it's easy enough, is this little table. This little table has been sitting here for a long time, but look at it, man. It's trashed. And I do have and this thing is, it's almost like it's rotted to here because I can't move it. It's probably some kind of mold or something between the two. I'm gonna have to knock that off of there with a hammer. I tried pulling off with my hands yesterday, I couldn't. It's like it's glued. So I'm gonna knock it off with a hammer. Use my nice belt sander to resurface this whole thing. If I just varnish it after I resurface it, it'll probably be the same relative color, but I do have the red stain, the stain for the house, the one that I just did for the gate. So I could make it red. Although that said, I do remember I need to buy thinner. I've had the red stain really almost since we built that house, because I was doing stuff. So it's kind of real thick, dried up. So I just add some thinner and that works out fine. Guys are building a house over there. Same guys who built our house. When they're finished, I think one or two of them are going to come over and help me varnish this house again. So it'd be like the first coat after 2 years. But one of the things he said, so I was like, yeah, I know the kind of varnish and the kind of red stain and the thinner, and I'll buy that. I was talking to him and about how to do it or whatever. Is it 50-50 on the thinner and the varnish or whatever? He's like, oh no, and he said he actually mixes the red stain with the varnish before application. And I'm like, what? So the stain and the varnish is going on, and that's how you get that shiny finish? Or I don't know, but I know he said he does that. So maybe he does that, and then afterwards they put it, when it dries, they put a coat of varnish over that, another coat of varnish over that. I don't know, but we'll see when he does it. I'll try to make a video. It was freezing this morning. I did have my floor heater on, my oscillating space heater, for about 2 hours actually, while I was watching a couple live streams. And but now it's heating up. It'll be hotter than hot today. Most of the barbecue area is in the shade right now, so if I get started on it early, like right now, I won't have to suffer in the sun too much. Yesterday I waited, after I made yesterday's video, I hadn't made that front cornice or whatever I call it yet. I waited till like almost 5 o'clock, so the sun was way over on that side, and this whole area was shaded. Worked out pretty good. All right, man. Well, let me finish eating my papaya, and we'll get back at you with more action from our barbecue station, our pizza. I'm not going to make barbecue pizza either, by the way. I had that once somewhere in California. Worst pizza ever. All right, man. Get back at you. Okay, so I brought my table. Actually, I brought it out here on the back side of my shop where I can blow the sawdust. But here's the table. And you can see it's pretty beat up. A lot of these brown spots are going to be probably from the banana drippings, because with the table over there, usually after cut off fruit or something like that, bring it over to that table and just throw it on the table. So all different kinds of fruit probably drips on there, you know, when you cut off from the stem. I got my good belt sander here. One of the things, although the belt's old right now, I do have a new one. I don't have the thing that slips on here to hold the dust in there, so hopefully my fan will blow it out. But one of the things I wanted to show you, I mentioned before, was this cutting board was stuck to here. I could not pull it off, and it actually took 3 whacks with the hammer, like bam, what, bam, bam, to break it loose. I'm like, what in the hell? Because, you know, it's like, is it glue there or what? But I don't know what it is, but this is what it had. This is not paint or glue or anything else. This is whatever was coming out of this wood growing here. That literally come out of the wood. Of course, that piece of wood, that cutting board, is I'm gonna use my chisel for this. The cutting board was old, very old. It might have even sat, maybe I found it in the pond or something, I don't remember. But I'm telling you, man, this stuff, it does look like paint, but it's clearly some kind of fungus. And I don't know, I can go ahead and sand this off, I'm sure. But look at that, actually, that's actually the wood right there, the fresh wood color. So this fungus or whatever, in one way, has done part of my job for me by taking away the surface. I don't know if it's just because it had so much bacteria on there from cutting stuff. I don't know, cutting fish or this or that. This had it over here before too, a little bit, when I first rescued this piece. My wife doesn't really like this one. One, because it's just too big, it's too heavy. So that's all right. I'll put that there for now. But yeah. And of course that they get on here, it took the lacquer right off of this one too. That's weird, man. That's weird. Alright, well, let me get to sanding this. I did have to strengthen up the legs, had to screw the bolts, re-screw the bolts in. I'm not sure when we got this table. This might be another decade-old table. It's holding up pretty good. Alright, let me get to it and get back at you. Well, it's starting to get there, but I think, and it's uneven, of course, but I think I need a new belt, man. So I'm gonna try and find my new belt. Hopefully it's just hanging here somewhere. Come on, show yourself. Show yourself, belt. That's it. I think I found them behind my grinder bracket, my 11.5 chainsaw bar, and hanging. But I know there's old ones in here, or I have different grits, right? I don't want to tear it up. Alright, let's make it happen. Although, like all good workmen, unplug the unit first. This is pretty easy to change this stuff, actually. On these, you just lift that bar right there, and then it slips right off. You just gotta make minor adjustments. Yeah, it's all torn up. You just gotta make minor adjustments. It does have arrows though, and I think it goes this way. Alrighty, let's get back to it. Alright, well, hey, let's check it out. After sanding, boom. Looks pretty good, huh? Came out pretty good. Used the right grit, I think. I was able to level it off. It was uneven in some spots. Can't really get in between the folds unless I dismantled the whole thing. I don't have like a, or do I? Nah, I don't have like a V grinder or whatever, sander. But I think it'll be all right. I'm gonna try and fill that in with lacquer probably anyway. All right, well, let's see what it looks like after lacquer. I think after looking at it right here that I'm not gonna stain it red. I'm just gonna go with straight lacquer. It'll darken it up and it'll probably look real good. All right, man, let's take a look. Alrighty, well, let's take a look at what it looks like with some varnish on it. Boom. Yeah, that all looked pretty nice. Wasn't too difficult. Just a quick sanding, cleaning, and then varnishing. Although now that I realize it, I'm standing here. Trees, which means either this varnish is going to be have to dry pretty dang quick, or I'm probably going to have some nature fall right on top of my sticky surface. Leaves or insect debris or something. It's alright. At least it's 100% better than it was. You know, I didn't do the legs. I didn't sand the legs on stuff. I just wanted to sand that top. Oh yeah, you know, that's right. I do want to sand that that cutting board. So let's take a look at that. I'll get back at you. Well, I actually don't know about that cutting board. I think it's been out and sitting so long. You know, it's really some of the stains or whatever that's in the wood is all the way through it. You know. That's probably why a lot of that stuff was also coming out of there. But anyway, I did sand it. But here, take a look. So it looks kind of cool, right? Although you can see deep in here these dark spots. That's the side that had all the nasty stuff on it, I think. Yeah. And this is the other side. But what I need to do is I'm gonna rinse it off here in my tank. Right here, and my tap. Yeah. Feels smooth. Isn't that pretty? Well, I think it could still be used as a cutting board. Maybe we can use it as a permanent feature of my fish table over there. Use that to knock the fish out on. I don't know. I can see it drying. It's got some divots in the groove. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It's almost like they raised up after I wet it. Anyway, it was worth a shot. Maybe I'll just make a Flintstone wheel out of it. I did sand it over here though, because I was just going to start to sand it back there, and then I remembered that, well, there's a hole in the bag for one, so, and all that dust stick straight on the lacquer up, or the varnish I put on the table back there. Anyway, that's about done. We'll get back to business over here on the pizza kitchen. Back at you. Well, that is a done deal. Put the table back over here, by the way. Very nice, very nice. And I pretty much finished up the pizza oven, let's say the rough structure. I think yesterday's video I said my next video I'd finish it, but which technically it's finished but not finished. So here, check it out. So what I did was I did fill in that. I haven't quite got it because I need some more cement. I ran out of cement today. That's why I didn't finish. Anyway, got that up there. Put that front brick on there. This thing, it actually broke, fell over here, but I'm gonna fix that, man. Right now it doesn't look so pretty, but it looks good. And actually I got the back all sorted out as well. That's all finished up. So for now, the pizza oven is totally enclosed. I still got the bag in there to hold up the back side. And then I'm gonna actually wind up, I think I'm gonna render the whole thing or whatever. Trying to make it look pretty. But yeah, man, got her done. It's getting close, man. It's you know, like I say, the structure itself is finished, and to me, you know, of course, it looks kind of funny, but it wasn't easy, man. And you know, those gloves, I have, you know, the gloves are cool, decent gloves. They have that rubber coating on the front, but it eats right through them, and I don't know if you can see that, but you know, and I'm doing this and this with my hands, and it eats through the glove eventually after a few days, a week of working with that stuff, and then it eats through your fingers. So my fingertips are raw. My hands are super dry from, you know, getting sucked up from the lime, from the cement. But I don't have any band-aids. Dang it. But hey, man, that's life here on the Thai farm. No band-aids. We take a no band-aids approach to first aid. We don't need no stinking band-aids. But I do feel accomplished for today. I got that rehab, that table finished up. The rest of my concrete, the rest of my cement, and finished up the pizza oven structure. So we're good to go. And on that note, I'll get back at you with more life here on the Thai farm.